Hello, everybody. This is Emar Subtu, and welcome to another edition of Fighting Peaches. We were able to speak with Georgia State baseball player Michael Maginnis, and we'll get to that in a moment. As always, to follow everything that we do, head to the mothership, to sportsinquirer.net, premier site for news and notes in the world of sports. You can also go to our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Just look us up under Sports Inquirer or Emar Subtu, either one, and you'll be able to like, subscribe, and follow, share everything that we have going on. We greatly appreciate it. And finally, you can head to our other platforms to listen and watch our content, whether it's on YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, and beyond. Once again, just look us up under Emar Subtu or the Sports Inquirer. You'll be able to follow us, and we'd appreciate it if you like, subscribe, and do everything like that. As you can see, if you're watching the video version of this, we're looking to get to 1,000 subscribers. We want to have a lot more than that, but we're starting off at 1,000. So if you can join the cause and help out with that, we would greatly appreciate it. Okay, so in this edition of Fighting Peaches, we were able to speak with Georgia State baseball player Michael Maginnis for an exclusive interview earlier today on April 17th. Topics included him transferring into the program after spending his freshman year at Samford as a football player, having a career high in home runs and RBIs, and how the Panthers are progressing towards a Sun Belt Conference championship. We delve into that and much more. And here is Michael. Enjoy.
Hey, this is Emar Subtu, Sports Inquirer. I'm happy to be joined by Georgia State baseball player Michael Maginnis. Michael, thank you for joining us. Team's coming off of a pretty big win over Kennesaw last night. Game-winning home run. I'm sure that was a pretty exciting moment for you and the team.
Yes, sir. That was awesome. It was a big win. Always feels good to win these in-state rivalries.
Yeah, and you had a home run in the contest as well. Take me back to that at-bats and what you were trying to achieve with that approach.
So at the time, going into that bat, I was 0 for 3. I had 3 ground outs, and the starting pitcher they had, he didn't throw a bunch of fastballs, threw a lot of off-speed pitches, and going throughout the game, I started, I was getting beat on fastballs a little bit because I was sitting too much on some off-speed stuff. So I just told myself in that at bat that I wasn't going to get beat by another fastball, and I sold out for a fastball, and I happened to get one, put a good swing on it, and was able to get it out.
Hey, and as we're recording this, you have a career high 8 home runs and already career high in RBIs. Just what's been the difference this year in your approach at the plate to have such strong power numbers?
I don't think it's been too much of a difference. Just been sticking with it and trying to get better over the past couple of years. I think just the more baseball I've been able to play, the more that I've been able to learn and grow and adapt in the game. And I think that it's been able to pay off this year.
Yeah, and you have an interesting path to Georgia State. You had a strong prep career in high school here in the state of Georgia, but you went to Samford to play football. And just take me through that journey and ultimately coming to Georgia State.
So in high school, I always played baseball and football. I always told everybody if I didn't love them the same, then I would have chosen one in high school. But I love both of them a lot. And when I was coming out of high school, I got recruited first in football. I had a couple schools reach out and offer me in football. And as the recruiting process went on, Samford actually offered me an opportunity to play football and baseball over there. So that's where I ended up deciding to go. And I was a part of the football and baseball team. And during my freshman year, 2 sports in college was a little bit tougher than I anticipated it being. And I was having a hard time getting playing time in either one of them. So I decided that it would probably be best if I chose to just pursue one. So I decided to transfer, and I just told myself, whatever sport it may be, I'm going to take my best opportunity. And Georgia State gave me an opportunity to come play here, and it was one that I definitely couldn't turn down. And I'm so thankful and so grateful for it. And I think looking back on that, 100% made the right decision. So.
Yeah, before we get to you focusing strictly on the baseball side of things, do you carry anything over from your football experiences? And you were an all-region player in high school, so and obviously able to earn a Division I scholarship for football. So you're strong in that sport. Now that you're focusing exclusively on baseball, do you carry anything over from those experiences on the gridiron to the baseball diamond?
Oh, absolutely. I've always thought that baseball taught me tons about football, and football taught me tons about baseball. And I think that football, being a quarterback, it really taught me how to be a leader, and I had to lead and be in command of an offense. And I think being able to take some of those leadership skills and translate them over to baseball has been great for me. And then football, it's a different type of training. It's a different type of mindset. You have to be tough. And I think growing up my whole life playing football, like I've learned like what it means to really be tough mentally. And I think that that's something that has really benefited me in baseball.
And now that you're focusing exclusively on baseball, what has that transition been like for you? Have you know, obviously you've improved on all aspects of baseball, but do you feel better physically and mentally just focusing on one sport?
Yes, I do. My body is definitely a little bit more thankful for it. That was a pretty tough year on my body my freshman year, but I also think that just focusing on baseball has allowed me just to pour everything into baseball, and it's allowed me to make like very serious gains in my playing ability because splitting time, and honestly, whenever I was splitting time, it was probably more 60% football, 40% baseball, just because of the nature of football and how much time it requires. I think now that I'm getting to fully devote all my time to baseball, I've been able to make a bunch of improvements that I wouldn't have been able to make otherwise.
What are those improvements? What have you noticed, and what have you been able to just get better at now that you're focusing just on baseball?
Repetition for sure, just having time to get more reps in. And then I think I mean, sometimes just the best way to get better at hitting is to hit. Like you have to stand in the box and see live pitching. And I was able to go play summer ball this past summer, and I was able to get over 200 at bats. And I just think that's something that you can't replace, and that's something I wouldn't have been able to do playing football. I would have been have to been at summer football workouts like I had in the past, and now I've been able just to be able to play so much more baseball. And I think that's allowed me to get so much better.
Yeah, let's transition to conference play now. You have Troy coming up in a few days. How important was it to get that Southern Miss series win after the disappointment of that Georgia Southern series?
It was huge for us. Southern Miss is one of the top teams in our conference, and it would have been easy to, kind of roll into that series being down a little bit. We were rolling in conference play going down to Statesboro, and they kind of punched us in the mouth, and that's something that we weren't expecting, but maybe it's something that we needed. But being able to turn around and come back against Southern Miss and win 2 games early in that series was huge for us. It was a good sign of some resiliency within our team, which is something that we all know that we have, but it was good to be able to go out there and prove it.
And how does it feel to be in conference play and in the midst of competing on the, for the top half of the conference and being in contention, for some postseason aspirations?
It's all that you can ask for. It's exactly where we want to be. Obviously, you wish you could win every single conference game, but halfway through the conference, you were going to tell us all at the beginning of the year we'd be tied for second place. With 5 weeks to go, we all would have taken it. I think now we know we're exactly where we need to be. Now it's just time for us to go out there and take it and prove it.
All right, Michael, thank you for your time. We greatly appreciate it. Hopefully we'll catch up later on in the season, and safe travels to Troy.
Awesome, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, and that was Michael Maginnis from Georgia State Baseball. We thank Michael for joining us and speaking about the team and his individual achievements and how the Panthers are progressing through Sun Belt play. As always, to follow everything that we do, first of all, thank you for watching and listening to this latest edition of Fighting Peaches. We really appreciate that. And as always, to follow everything that we do, go to the mothership to sportsinquirer.net. Premier site for news and notes in the world of sports. You can also go to our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook under Sports Inquirer, or look me up at eMarcelPertut, and you'll be able to see me there or see us there and our team. And finally, head to our platforms on YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, and much more. Wherever you listen and watch your content, head onto there. Once again, search for Sports Inquirer or eMarcelPertut, and you'll be able to find me. Thank you once again. Good fight, good night, and be safe.